मड़ा दारिन दीवान और दीवान पुरमड़ाएं बराज संगतन शो दोस्ताना वशत कने मरुचिगे नवाब अकबर खान बुट्टी शहीद आज़म आई शांजोंगी एनिवर्सरी दरगता यूके आचे कुंड कुंडा के संगताना वशत के प्रोग्राम में शुरू करने के गुना और माशमा बलूचिस्तान कुल शहीदानी कुर्बानी यानी हातिरा यक मिनटिए उशनो आना खराज तहसीन पेश करें। एशिया के सारी मैं स्पीकर मर्चिगे रूचे दरगता होती है खबर हम बिकना माँ दसबंदी कना वाजा याह्या बलूचा के कुरान पाक के तिलावत बिकनते वाजा याह्या बलूच
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفر لك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا هو الذي أنزل السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم ولله جنود السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما ليدخل المؤمنين والمؤمنات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ويكفر عنهم سيئاتهم وكان ذلك عند الله فوزا عظيما صدق الله العظيم.
मरुची 26 अगस्त बलूचिस्तान तारीख तो का यक स्याए रोचे मरुचिगे रोचा डाडाए बलूचिस्तान शहीद आज़म नवाब अकबर खान बुट्टी शहीद कनक बीत यक फौजी जर्नल जो नाम मुशर्रफ आमी समझी के नवाब साहब शहीद कनगा गो बलूचे तारीख बलूचे जद्दोजहद बलूचे आवाज़ ख़त्म कनक बीत एक अपन असा कि नवाब साहब सूच नवाब साहब फिक्र आई शहीद कनगा चरण ना के पूरे बलूचिस्तान बल्कि सरजमे जहाना शिंगो ताला ने मैं लीडर नवाब ब्रह्मदगे सरबराहिया बलूच रिपब्लिकन पार्टी यूरोपा और दुनिया एदगे कुंडा अमा सोच अमा फिक्र अमा जोहद अमा स्ट्रगल के शहीद आज़मा शुरू को तगा आई जारी उसारी का नगाएं नवाब साहब ये 88 साले पीरा मर्द जो कि जिंदबाज बीमारत आई गोश्त के मनिसरेन पुरुषित भले मनिसरेन जाहल नबीत आई हेच किसमें एक्सक्यूज पेश न को तो शुद्ध कुआं ताकि चमूद चे शहादत शहीद कनेक बू मर्ची बलूचिस्तान हालत बल्कि रोज पर रोज गंदतिर बुगा हाँ वस्तगी दो से रुचे तू का एक नौकी फौजा एक इसमें पुलिस ही बनाए थे सीटीडी क्वेश्चन थे आई वस्तगी दो से रुचे तू का नोशकिया और खाराना दुनिया मर्दम चिस कुतगन तो गार बीगवा कुतगा मैं गुहार मर्ची सीओ 5 सीओ 6 रोचें के कोएटहा दरनहा निश्तगा बलूचिस्तान और बलूचे इज्जत पामाल कनेक बुगाएं बलूचिस्तान तो का इसी जिम्मेदार सिर्फ और सिर्फ पाकिस्तानी रियासत पाकिस्तानी फौज है वाजा गुलाम हुसैन शवाज यक 4 बंदे नवाब साहब वास्ता वाजा गुशी के कस नदीता गुर्तगे तीरा कस नदीता गुर्तगे तीरा मनी डरा पीरे बुतगा पेवस्त कस नगीता गुर्तगे तीरा मनी डरा पीरे बुतगा पेवस्त जी गुबारा शरगिप्तक पीरकुआ जी गुबारा शरगिप्तक पीरकुआ डेरा मनी शब्दे वहाँ मुजाम स्याहें शिया चरण में एक वीडियो ही इधर प्ले करना जो बलूचिस्तान हालत तो मुश्किल और मुसीबत तो शानी सराय शमा वीडियो बेचारे प्लीज
This is Balochistan, the land of the Baloch. In the colonial era, Balochistan was divided into Iran, Afghanistan, and Eastern Balochistan. Eastern Balochistan was annexed into Pakistan after India's partition. The Pakistani state switched several Baloch areas into other provinces like Sindh and Punjab to further divide the Baloch and convert them into a minority in their own homeland. Balochistan covers 44% of the total landmass of Pakistan, but only 5% of the country's population. Balochistan is situated in a strategically important location and has a 750-kilometer-long coastline along the Arabian Sea, connecting landlocked Central Asia to the Middle East through Gwadar. The area is rich in natural resources such as gas, gold, coal, marble, and other precious minerals. Despite this, most underdeveloped region in Pakistan. And whenever the Baluch masses asked for ownership of their resources, they have been brutally crushed through military operations. There have been 5 major military operations since 1947. The 5th military operation started in the early 2000s, which expanded to every corner of Baluchistan after the assassination of veteran Baluch leader Nawab Akbar Bhutto in a military offensive on the 26th of August, 2006. Nawab Akbar Bhutto was the leader of the Baluch people and a giant political figure in Baluchistan. He believed in political struggle throughout his life and spent years behind bars for his political ideas during the military dictatorships since the birth of the Pakistani state. Nawab Akbar Bhutto survived several assassination attempts by the Pakistani army in the years 2005 to 2006. Most notably, on the 17th of March 2005, where 72 Bhutto tribespeople, a majority of them women and children from the Hindu community, were killed when the Pakistani army besieged and bombarded Dera Bhutto township. And most especially, his house, which forced him to leave his hometown. He was finally assassinated on the 26th of August 2006 in the Tritani area, where the Pakistani forces used full military force, including gunship helicopters and fighter jets. His dead body was never shown to his relatives, which explains the circumstances of his murder. Since then, Baluchistan has become a land of human tragedy that goes unseen and unheard by the world. Human rights abuses and inhumane atrocities are committed by the Pakistani forces on a daily basis. But unfortunately, they are barely mentioned in local and international media and go mostly unnoticed by the international community and human rights groups. Military operations, enforced disappearances, extrajudicial murders, kill and dump, mass graves, and human rights abuses have become the norm in Baluchistan. No day passes without a military operation. Someone being abducted by the secret agencies and or a mutilated dead body of a Baluch missing persons being found. Since the start of the 5th military operation, more than 20,000 Baluch civilians, including political activists, students, teachers, lawyers, and journalists, have been abducted by the secret services of the Pakistani forces. And 8,000 of them have been killed and dumped so far, while both the enforced disappearances and the recovery of mutilated dead bodies continue unabated. Mass graves were discovered in Dera Bhutto and Tutak area of Kuzda last year, where at least 169 dead bodies of Baluch missing persons were found. The bodies found buried in the mass graves were beyond recognition, and the families of the Baluch missing persons remain unclear about the fate of their loved ones. There have been continuous protest demonstrations by the victims' relatives for their safe recovery, but all in vain. Enjoying impunity from the international community and receiving financial and military aid from Western powers like the US, the Pakistani forces are carrying out a slow but steady genocide of the Baluch people on their homeland. Baluchistan has become a no-go zone for journalists, and it is facing a complete blackout by the Pakistani media. Few who dare to speak on Baluchistan despite the challenges are targeted and killed, including many social activists and journalists, like Hamid Mir, who was attacked for highlighting the state oppression in Balochistan. A recent example is Pakistani activist Sabine Mahmood, who was killed within an hour of holding a talk on Baloch missing persons in Karachi on the 25th of April. Universities in Lahore and Karachi were threatened by secret agencies to cancel an event aimed to discuss human rights violations in Balochistan. Unfortunately, the international community remains silent on crimes against humanity by the Pakistani forces, which gives them more confidence to carry out these abuses with impunity. The Baloch Republican Party leadership, activists, and media cell have been regularly trying to contact Western powers and international NGOs through different means, including protest demonstrations, press releases, emails, direct messages, and letters to inform them about the ongoing Baloch genocide in Balochistan. But unfortunately, they have been completely unresponsive to the deteriorating situation. The Baloch nation questions the United Nations, international media, and human rights NGOs on their indifference to the Baloch genocide. Is the UN only for the mighty countries? And is there no place for the unrepresented nations like Baloch to make their voice heard? Why are international media and human rights groups unable to visit and report from Balochistan? Why is the world community silent on the Baloch genocide, which has been going on for years? These are the questions that need to be answered before Pakistan exterminates the entire Baloch nation from the face of the earth.
Waja Mubarak Kazi Bishi Apir Mard Wati Mat Watagum Balada Apir Mard Wati Mat Watagum Balada अरे बेल इस्लाम
शहबाज गिल के ज़ेरे इस्तेमाल कमरे पर छापा एसएसपी की सरबराही में हथकड़ी लगे
अपीर मर्द वती मट वतगुं बालादा कहीं के बेरका दस्ता कंत नवाबा रंद